published book dealing with Dr. Martin Luther King called Behind the Public Veil, the Humanness of Dr. Martin Luther King. And Dr. Baldwin, let's see if we can pick up where we left off, talking about those aspects of the book that you'd like for our audience to understand this morning.
Yes, well, I published the book in 2016. Actually, it came out May 1st, 2016. And it builds on Martin Luther King Jr. scholarship, because if you look at the trajectory or developing trends in King scholarship, you'll notice that it started out in 1959 with Lawrence Reddick. You know the name Lawrence Reddick, who published the book Crusader Without Violence, a biography of Martin Luther King Jr. in 1959. Now, Reddick's book initiated what we call the biography genre in King study. But since that time, we've gone through a lot of genres. We've gone through the Black Studies genre in King studies, and I'm honored to have been a part of that with my book, There's a Balm in Gilead. Now we are going through the Christian ideals and ideal genre in King studies, the spirituality genre in King studies, and finally the globalization genre in King studies. So what we are talking about here is an effort to understand Dr. King and his achievements as a person, as a human being. And I see the book Behind the Public Veil as a part of this developing trend, because we want to reclaim the man. We don't want that to get lost, because, you know, if you hold these national holidays and you're always dealing with this mythical figure, this mythological
Dr. Martin Luther King on the mall.
That's right. That's right. And what Behind the Public Veil is really a part of a developing trend in King scholarship, where we actually look at what King himself was about. Who was this man? What was he about? What was his vision? What was his dream? And I think this, as I said earlier, I think is getting lost in our national celebrations of his birthday.
You often wonder what really would be the status of the African American in America had Dr. Martin Luther King not been assassinated. I know that you can only make conjectures in reference to that. But,
that's right.
But he would have. I'm sure that he would have made a great contribution beyond where we are today.
That's right. He was so human. There are stories that I share in the book about him going to soul food restaurants in Atlanta. There was a restaurant called Beeman's Restaurant, which was located, I guess, about a couple of blocks from the SCLC headquarters on Auburn Avenue Northeast. Dr. King would walk from the SCLC headquarters to Beeman Restaurant. And it was about a couple of blocks away, but it would take him an hour to get there, because he was
stopping along the way,
talking to winos, talking to homeless people, to street people. He had such a human touch, and I think that more than anything else speaks to what he had to offer humanity.
Good.
It's not about all of the awards, all of the accolades. It's about the human touch. He was able to walk with kings and queens, and also walk with the winos and the homeless. And when you have those kinds of qualities, I think it speaks to the contributions that one can make to the uplift and empowerment of humanity. He had so much to offer, and I think it's tragic that he was assassinated at age 39.
Very good. And of course, Dr. Baldwin, in view of some of the things that you know about Dr. King, where do you think we stand today in reference to the political situation, and should we participate in the political arena, et cetera? I think we need to know more about that.
I think Dr. King would be very concerned about where we are on the political scale of things today. If you look at Donald Trump, if you look at what's happening with the Hillary Clinton campaign, Bernie Sanders, I think he would be very disturbed with the level of what I would call